Hi, welcome back to my tiny Tuscan kitchen. Today I'm making you a really fabulous dish. It's so easy and so fabulous and a great technique. So you know when I teach, I like to teach a technique more than a recipe. So this is a thing Italians do all over Italy. And this is actually one of the first recipes I learned when I started working in a restaurant as a waitress because I didn't speak enough Italian to really be in the kitchen. And plus, people didn't want to hire women to cook in the kitchen. It was mostly men who were professional chefs as opposed to a cook. And I think that's a lot in America too. But I worked in Fiesole in this little trattoria called La Romagnola. And what he did is boil pasta with spinach. These tiny little, beautiful baby tender spinach leaves, which aren't so common to find here. And then he would cook it in the pasta water. So today, I'm doing these really great rigatoni. Now they do have ridges on them, so sauce is going to stick really nicely to those. I've got my water boiling already, so I'm going to season it with my larger salt. Okay. And you have to really learn how to season your water with salt. Everybody's salt is different, so I use natural sea salt from Sicily. So we have sale grosso and sale fine. Sale fine is you put on at the end or seasoning a dish when it's done. And usually you boil when I boil vegetables or something like that in a large amount of water, or make my minestrone, something's going to have a large amount of water in it, I'll put my sea salt in it. So what we're going to do, I know that this is going to take 10 minutes to cook my pasta. So I'm going to I'm going to actually weigh it. I'm just making this for Andrea today. I'm not eating pasta. I'm doing a keto diet. And so no pasta, no bread, no carbohydrates. But what I'm going to do for myself is make the ricotta and spinach. Okay, so I just put my bowl on my scale. And then I hit the zero button, zero it out, which is a tar, I think in Italian. And this is all he's probably going to eat today. We're just going to do a one dish kind of lunch. We had a big meal at our favorite friend, Dario Cicchini, at the butcher shop yesterday. So we didn't even eat dinner last night. So I'll do 100 grams for him. Actually, probably a little more. Maybe I'll do 150 since he's only eating one thing. Usually, and see, that's going to be a nice big bowl of pasta for him. Usually, when you're weighing pasta and you're getting portions for how much pasta to cook for somebody, it would be 80 grams per person, would be all you need in a multi-course meal. So I might sit down at the table and have chicken liver crostini or a little bruschetta to start. And then I would have a plate of pasta or risotto or soup. And then maybe the meat portions here usually for everyday kind of menus are very thin and small. Besides that 2 pounds Florentine steak you might order when you go out. So regular everyday meat portions are very small, and they'd be a cooked meat and a vegetable. They don't always eat dessert. You might have a piece of fruit or some cheese at the end of a meal. So small balanced portions. When you're only eating like this, I still 80 to 100 grams is fine for me for pasta. So I'm going to throw my pasta in. Okay. Give it a stir to make sure it's not going to stick on the bottom here. Okay. And then you add your spinach to the pasta water and let them cook together, okay? I do like 2 handfuls here. Spinach really cooks down. Now, if you were in southern Puglia, they would probably do broccoletti or friarelli in Naples, and it's the same thing. If you don't cook it with the pasta, often they'll cook a larger vegetable like broccoli or cauliflower or something. You could also cook it first, take it out of the water, and then the pasta is cooking in the vegetable water. So it's up to you how you do this. So I'm just going to look at my spinach here and see that's really cooking down small, so I'll add some more. Make this nice and rich for my husband. And the best part of this recipe is what we're going to make for the sauce. So I got a little container of fresh ricotta, and what we're going to do, and I'll use my finer salt for that, is salt the ricotta, add black pepper, okay, as much as you like. We don't really use a lot of black pepper, but this recipe has the black pepper. And now I'm going to smash the ricotta. Now our ricotta is really creamy, so a tip I have for you, if your ricotta is really firm and kind of harder, I would say get out your immersion blender and puree it. Make it nice and whipped and whip some air in there. So now to make the sauce, you're going to take just some of this pasta water, okay, and add it to the ricotta. And we're going to stir this now and make a ricotta cream. So whereas a lot of people say, you know, if you can't cook, you use cream. A lot of little trattoria restaurants use a cream that's made for making pasta sauces with, and you it's very, very thick, and it's not refrigerated, so it's kind of odd, but it's so easy to use in the kitchen. It makes everybody like what you're making, so it's one of the kitchen secrets. And you'll go to some restaurants, and it's the big joke here where it's just like pane prosciutto, pane spinaci, pane this. It's like pane gorgonzola. So it stretches things and it makes it lovely. So it's what I think most people think an Alfredo sauce is, but Alfredo sauce doesn't have any cream in it. So it's but for people that can't cook, they use cream in an Alfredo, or they don't know the secrets behind the Alfredo sauce. So an Alfredo sauce is really not an Italian recipe. It's from, well, 2 restaurants now, but the restaurant Alfredo in Roma is where it came from. And so the original Alfredo's was on a small little street, and the owners moved it to a larger piazza, so it's easier to find now. And the staff that had worked at the old restaurant bought and kept the old restaurant and still serve the Alfredo sauce, because of course they know all the secrets for all the recipes, right? But the original one, where it was so famous with Alfredo, it's just butter and cheese, Parmesan cheese. That's all it is, but it's how they make it. That's the secret to making it creamy. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait now for my pasta to cook, and we'll come back and we'll assemble this dish. Okay, so to check the pasta, what I did is I just pulled one out and I bit into it. I don't know if you can see this, but there is a, let me see if I can show this to you. If it focuses. There's a little tiny, like ring of white inside, al dente, where it's just cooked to the bite. And so this just needed like 1 more minute because I can still see the uncooked little line. You'll see the pasta swells up, it changes color, it gets more of a yellow, and then you bite into it and you can check the cooking. You just want that little white line to be gone. So what I'm going to do is drain this, and what I think I'll do today, because you never want to throw away your pasta water, I'm going to use a little like strainer. I'm going to put some of my ricotta into this bowl where I'm going to mix it. A little Parmesan cheese. Turn it off. Let the water come off of here and get all that spinach up with it too, okay? Be sure to get the spinach. And then I'm going to stir it, add more Parmesan cheese because we love Parmesan. And it'll be ready for lunch. And if it was too thick still, there is the extra pasta water here. Now if you wanted to just use a drainer to do this, your colander, you could just take out first a cup of the water and then use your colander. Okay? I'm just one less thing to clean, right? Okay? So here you can see the spinach and the pasta. Like I said, it could be broccoli or any other vegetable like zucchini. And then I'm going to stir it, and here's like your beautiful cream sauce. So easy. Now some people on a cream sauce really like nutmeg. Look at that. How long did that take? It takes the time it takes to boil your pasta. Okay. Okay, I'm going to get my spatula to get all the cream and the spinach out. That's beautiful, beautiful ricotta. This was a cow's milk. Often here too I can get sheep's milk. Okay. So I also took the rest of the spinach, just in case, and just sauteed it down in a skillet with olive oil and a pinch of salt, just so I could have a little bit more to put on top. So here is our beautiful pasta with ricotta and spinaci. So I could just add a little more Parmesan on top, and just to maybe to show people what it is, do this little bit of spinach. So you can add as much or as little spinach as you like. That's up to you. Buon appetito!